subscribe, like, do what you want, really. Mister Sho here, and heat number 7 to find the very best wrestling championship belt. Yes, this is the championship belt tournament, and today's category is women's. And we're going to begin in the early 90s with this, which I bought recently purely because it's pink. So you know how I like a belt that's different. I like a purple belt, or I like a red belt. And here we have the Alundra Blaze version of the then WWF Women's Championship, which of course was famously dumped in a trash can on WCW Monday Nitro. Pretty standard design. We've got a globe. We've got a couple of side plates, which don't really have much definition there. I'm not really sure what they are on the original belt. Not too familiar with this one. But it's got a light pink strap, and that's enough as far as a USP to make it a winner for me. But will this belt be able to stay out of the trash can, ironically, throughout the remainder of our heat? We shall soon find out. Let's whiz forwards then to two different incarnations of the Women's Championship from Jakks. Obviously, physically much bigger belt. Perhaps the only drawback of the pink one is its size, and it looks small on figures as well. Ironically, this one looks too darn big on the figures. It is... We know the design, don't we? The Women's Championship. We have two plates that side, big centre plate with this kind of, I don't know how you describe the pattern. It's kind of like a rip or like a claw mark or just like a very jaggedy thing going off with this design. Not too much to it. We had, on the original one, we had colour around the outside, which was black, gold, red women's across the middle, blue side plates with WWF logos, and that's kind of it. So there's no way that this is making it onto the winner's pedestal. But again, in typical Jakks fashion, this is a kind of light yellow gold, and this is a very goldy gold. So 2 bites of the cherry for this belt, but neither, sadly, are going to get any further than the bin. But thanks for playing. We can then up you in terms of the same belt, but an elite version. And wow, the improvement's massive. I mean, let's just put that next to that, just in terms of size and scale. Goodness me, what were Jakks thinking? I do not know half the time. So here we go, Elite WWE Women's Championship. Obviously a later design. It has the nameplate down the bottom. That wasn't added until later. WWE tooling down the sides of the strap. Texture in the middle. We've got a coloured plate there. And again, this kind of like black, scratchy, burst type thing. I don't really know what it is. We've got black, we've got gold, we've got red, we've got a property plate there as well, additional plate. And is this better than this old school pink one? Originally, I was going to say no, actually. I'm going to go with the pink. But having actually looked at the detail that's gone into this WWE Women's Championship belt, I'm going to do a Medusa and dump it in the bin, because this one is going on the pedestal as the best women's belt so far. But can it be beaten? 2 more contenders to come. And I said in a previous video for the NXT Heat that this belt was going to appear in this particular heat just to bulk out the competition. And I'm really glad I made that decision, because look at that. Tooling around the edge is great. And those side plates are like nothing I've ever seen on a belt before. Ironically, they're more of an extension of the front plate than they are a side plate, perhaps. Kind of imagine that that front centre plate is exploding out to the left and right. We've got silver again, which is a big plus on belts. We've got this kind of pink. Is it diamante? Is it cubic zirconia? I don't know what it is on the original belt, but it is at least raised and textured on this one. So they're not obviously individual little stones, but they do give that effect. And then this kind of front plate that's not an oval. It's kind of like a squashed lemon. That doesn't sound very glamorous, but it really is. Black detail, silver, pink. It's feminine without being the Divas Championship. And I'll tell you this now, the Divas Championship is not appearing in this heat, because that butterfly monstrosity was dire. But this really is something else. Triple H with those original OG belts, you had that kind of NWA style NXT Championship. You had those great tag titles with the mirror reflections and the the inverse colours, and this is your OG NXT Women's Championship. I think is miles ahead of that clock face innards monstrosity that is currently being carried around. Is it better than the WWE Women's Championship? I tell you what, in terms of design, yeah, I think it is. Sorry, folks, and fans of the Attitude Era and beyond, but it's looking almost like a win for NXT, unless this final contender can knock it off its perch. And again, multiple incarnations of similar looking belts, but we've gone for what was the Raw Women's Championship. I think it's currently on SmackDown with Asuka. She's now got a different gold version of this belt in the same way that Roman Reigns has as well, replacing the two belts that he was carrying around. Whether it's in blue, whether it's in red. I like the fact, though, this was the inverse of the Universal Championship. So that was red leather and kind of whiter inner or whatever. I like the fact they tried to complement them, making them linked but different. That was a cool move. This isn't a kind of elite version. It doesn't have the shine of those. It's more of a basic version. We've got the side plate, and again, they put a bit of silver in there just to create the impression of this this separate sidebar. But we all know it's all one piece. But we don't hold that against Mattel. And there we have the front plate. Again, a bit messy. There's a bit of plastic there. It's obviously when it's been popped off and popped in that has remained. And a similar side plate again. I mean, texture on the belt's good. I am a sucker for a white belt, but this design has become so generic now. I just like belts to have character. I like wrestlers to have character and belts to have character. When all your belts are effectively the same thing with different colour schemes, it just smacks of laziness. They might call it uniformity. They might call it corporate synergy. I just think it's a lack of creativity. So this women's heat belongs to the OG NXT Women's Championship. Only one more heat to go, and I can tell you that final heat is best WCW belt. Yes, we've saved some of the best until last. Until next time, and until the tournament itself, take care. See you, everybody.